universe. I'm sending out a big, huge hug and virtual hug. Look, I combed Donald's hair right there. Those are socks that Melinda gave me. So I wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who have been watching my videos for the last year. My anniversary on YouTube was actually April 27th, where I did my first 15-minute video on the PIZZA gate and all these families, the 13 families. And then I did another one on April 30th. And the one that went viral was on May 14th, 13th or 14th. I think 14th was the YouTube and 13th was the Facebook. So the King video, so as everybody calls it. So I've been actually feeling really in my belly, like big time. These cosmic energies are hitting me hardcore. Plus I'm doing a cleanse. So I've been kind of just keeping my energy to myself, and I wanted to show everybody the new little journal I bought for $1.25. It says on there, follow your dreams, they know the way. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to be good for a little gratitude journal. So I wanted to share with you, if you wanted to get into reading your own cards or even predicting your own stuff, I encourage you to put a date and do a little gratitude journal of it. So why I'm going back to this way is I used to take the first way when I started doing cards was this is in 2012, and a friend of mine gave me Doreen Virtue's Oracle deck, and I love that deck. And I would write down what cards I would pull up for the day and then keep tabs of them. And then I was gifted the Jamie Sams thing too, the pack of totem animals. And I love that. So I did want to briefly touch on some of the things that are going on today in Telegram, because honestly, I try not to get weighed down in a lot of information. I don't watch a lot of people's videos. I don't watch other truthers' videos. I don't have that kind of time in my intuition to absorb all of that. I did have an interesting dream last night, and I don't know what the relevance is. I'm just going to tell you the dream, because it was mentioned, a lot of things were mentioned in the Galactic Swans group this morning, and that's, there's 6 of us in there, 3 from Australia and 3 from Calgary. So one of the things that was dropped in there was the difference between the 3G dam last year versus this year. This year's very CGI. Last year it showed the bends in it. So that's interesting to keep your eyes on that. I'm wondering, like, I had suspected last year, and it was mentioned a couple of times, that it might have collapsed already last year, and we're watching this CGI movie play out in full fruition. So people who are really worried about people perishing and stuff, I don't know what timeline we're even in right now, to be honest. So I'm trying to figure all of that out in my own life. But the dream I had last night was every time I would like mildly wake up, it was like everything is over by the 21st. And then I kept seeing, like, even when I would go to scrunch up my blanket, it was like I'm scrunching up my blanket so it will be done by the 21st. And I don't know if that has relevance, and I don't like throwing out any dates whatsoever at all. But I'm just letting you know that was in my dream. So, or something happened on the 21st, like something was going to be finished. So, and I don't know what it means. So maybe something in my life will come true. Who knows? But the other thing to keep an eye on is all of the big storm posts from Mr. Poole. Like, they are like, yesterday was, I think, 5 or 6 or 7 of them in a row, and that was pretty significant. So A lot of timeline hopping right now for myself. It's really kind of hard to stay in one particular place other than the present. That's why I'm not watching a lot of other info and other things, because I want to really see what is sitting in my resonance. So going back to the card reading, because this is going to make sense, believe it or not. I was having a talk with Fifth Element goddess Galactic Spice, and she was telling me about a personal issue, I guess, and she didn't know I was reading her cards while she was talking. I don't normally do that, but I felt called to do it, and I got 3 very good cards. So I put all of them up, and I said, "Does this make sense to you now?" And she's like, "Oh my goodness." And one of the cards that keeps coming up in everybody's reading, so this, I'm going to do a reading, and then I'm going to show you what I wrote in here earlier, if any of the cards are matching. So the reason I'm saying write it down is because when you get into tune with yourself and how things are working, you'll go back onto your card readings or your thoughts of that day, the thoughts, and you'll be like, hey, that came true, or this dream came true, or what have you. So, it will all start tying together. So I read cards from this, the Baron Reed collection, The Wisdom of Avalon. And they've been pretty interesting these last few days. Like, oh, there's one that popped out. But I'm very happy with all of the messages. I'm not going to lie, they've been pretty amazing. So, and thank you to everybody who's been keeping up to date with my Telegram at Raven Moonstone Art. It's all one word, my Telegram channel. And I guess last night too, speaking of Telegram, a lot of Apple users that hadn't changed their setting had Telegram removed from their phone. Yeah. So I did say this the other day in our group chat. One of the girls was trying to send a letter, and it wouldn't send out through Outlook or Gmail. And I'm like, oh yeah, that happened to me actually when I was trying to print the picture of that man right there. I had to use Proton Mail, an encrypted email, to send it to the printers so I could actually print it out. True story. So whether you think they're spying on you or not, they are. Oh, there's 3 cards right there. So I think they've been spying on us since birth. So personally, they know everything about everybody. Everything. Everything. They're listening. Always have been. So, hello from Mexico. Oh, hi, Mexico. I want to go to Mexico one day. I'm just not sure where that is on my journey. I'm hoping to get to Texas by July. Anybody in Texas in July when all of our borders are open, I want to do a big either road trip or plane trip, like, so a bunch of us come to Texas. I want to go to Texas. I know I have a few friends there. So let's see what these cards are. Love, love, love. And none of them are the same that I had yesterday, but I'm going to write them down in my book all the same. The first one that came out is the Merlin, which is number 1. I'm going to put my glasses on. The second one that came out is the Horse, which is accepting help from another, delegating authority, which is interesting. I was just thinking about that. And the other one is the Serpent, which is about knowledge and healing. So that is interesting. Okay, so let me just see. I have a friend on eBay in China. She says it's sunny and they literally have no idea the rain and everything else. See, there you go. Interesting right there. Okay, so this reading is about alchemy, justice, balance, accepting help from another, and delegating authority, and knowledge and healing. It's very interesting because if you put them all together, it's like being your own doctor to me. Does that make sense? In your alchemy and your justice, it's about balance. So if I think I'm going to look up what the legal, the American court is, because this is interesting. What else I was going to tell you today, the disclosure of 9/11 is coming out at right around now, I think, or something like that. They're telling you who really did that event. And this is kind of interesting because it's about bringing justice and balance, and it's about healing that from when you have the knowledge of truth, you actually, when you have the knowledge of truth that sits in your DNA, you can start healing. You cannot move forward unless you've healed the traumas of that past. And you can't heal the traumas in the past unless you know the truth. So that card reading, amazing to me. So let's read out all these cards. Hot flash in the city. Do, 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 do. You're welcome. All right. So the Merlin. Come on, card. Open up. Alchemy, justice, and balance. The Merlin is the messenger of initiation in alchemy and is both the magician and the high priest. He is the masculine keeper of magic and has the ability to turn iron ore into gold. I love that card. The Merlin says you have all you need to move forward. Rejoice that all the elements that you require for success are indeed present. You are given notice that when it comes to your life and its purpose, the magical aspect of the Merlin can be summoned to help you find an answer that is within you. When the Merlin appears, he tells you that justice will be done in all matters of your query, but not by any forceful action. There you go. Instead, ask yourself what you need to do to bring balance into your life. Are you working too hard, perhaps overthinking things? Do you have enough downtime? The answers you seek are not found in obvious places. It's time to go within through meditation and prayer and ask the spirit world of the Merlin's magical influence to send you the signs and omens to help you chart your course. The Merlin says that he will lend you his wisdom and magic on this leg of your journey. Oh my goodness. And claim it as your own. His message is always be in the world, but not of it, and wear it only as a cloak about your shoulders. You'll never have to look outside yourself for answers when the Merlin appears. Remember, all signs and omens sent by the Merlin are but reflections of that which is within you already. Ooh, I love it. The horse is too about power. Like in the medicine totem wheel, it's about your own internal power. So the horse appears on your path to offer assistance. If you're asking a question about your life, the horse says that you will indeed receive help from another to aid you in your quest. Too often do you refuse help from others? Yep, got to do everything by myself. All by myself. Yeah, that's my bossy spice. Do you sometimes feel that although you give to others, no one helps you? I'm okay with that part, but maybe we should start learning how to receive. Well, you don't have to walk the whole way alone. You can get help. The horse appears to remind you that assistance is for the asking. Sometimes you need to be carried to get to your destination. Trust that when the horse appears, help is yours. Remember to ask for it and also remember to accept it when it's offered. Ooh, so it's literally about helping, asking for spiritual help too, in healing. So, which is kind of what writing your cards down is. It's healing yourself in your journey. So it propels you to do things now in the present and then look to the next day as to, or to this day, how you can institute change into affecting your own healing. I guess that's the way I'm saying it. I hope that makes sense. The serpent's message is one of healing and gaining knowledge. Whatever situation you're in right now is meant for this purpose. The serpent also reminds you that knowledge is important. Perhaps it's a time you need to read a book or take a class in order to gain more understanding of your inquiry. Or you may need to ask questions of others who know and can help you. I do that a lot, actually. That's what I call upon all my spice people for. Like, everybody in the spice team has helped me gain knowledge in some way. Like, whether it's helping me with my Telegram, which Sapphire and Willie helps me out with, or whether it's having these big, huge conversations about healing and life or whatever with the Galactic girls. That all of that helps me on my journey. Taco Spice and I bounce things off of each other. Old Smoky Spice and I bounce things off each other. That's how we all work. I'm not alone. I am not alone. So, but the serpent also lets you know that you may be suffering because there are aspects of yourself that are wounded and still need tending. Now is the time for this. Perhaps you need to rest, meditate, and allow the knowledge to come to consciousness. Or maybe you just need to sleep more. Yes, indeed. I have not been sleeping very well these last few days. Another aspect of serpent energy is that each time you are experiencing a healing or learn new things, you may need to shed your skin to adopt a new one. But don't worry, the serpent says that it's necessary and a beautiful thing. And that's what I'm seeing, is that all this information is going to come to light, and we're going to just shed it off like the peeling of a layer. And I wanted to go back into the timelines a little bit and what I foresee happening. I watched on YouTube, you can watch it free, The Mandela Effect 2019 full movie. I think it's an hour and 18 minutes or something. Please watch it. It's really, really, really worth the watch. Completely worth the watch. I'm going to rewatch it a couple of times, to be honest. So I took aspects of that along with the documentary I Am by Tom Shadyac. You can find that on Gaia Network, I believe, for free, or I don't know. I don't know anything about Gaia TV, but I watched it on YouTube. I paid for it, and now I can't watch it again. I don't know why they did that to me. They took it off my watch list. So anyways, if you combine those two movies, it's literally about this card reading of I Am is about basically what we can do to change the world that we're living in and what's wrong with it. And then the other movie is about if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, does the tree even exist, basically? So if we think of ourselves as frequency numbers, like zeros and ones, all of us are zeros and ones in computers, and our vibration is a biological entity, meat suit, holding us all together. We're immortal spirits. We've got a little spaceship driver, like the guy in the Men in Black necklace. Our galaxy is our pineal gland, okay? So that's what this whole thing has been over these last 70 years, is a war of this and trying to get over actually 6,000 or 18,000, depending which timeline you're in. So what our responsibility is right now in our frequency and if you think about it, if we cure our dirty DNA, anything that sits below our heart vibration that's not in love, if we clear out all of those and say, you know what? I am not that person. I'm not that victim. I am not guilty. Don't feel shame. I don't feel greed. I don't feel anger. I just feel nothing but love for people. The more we have that love vibration, to me, if you use the Mandela effect, then does that stuff even exist anymore? Did it even happen? Will we even remember it if we've shifted ourselves into this new timeline of everything existing in love and a higher vibration and a higher frequency? The other stuff will just, like, I don't remember a lot of trauma that happened to me unless I purposefully, where I used to live in that cycle before. Oh my goodness, I'm a victim. That thing happened to me. Da, 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 and you just keep living it. Well, how am I going to get out of this dark hole? Well, if you've loved yourself out of that dark hole to clean off all of the negative vibrations, you're actually raising yourself into that collective consciousness of the I Am, where the frequency and vibration doesn't accept things like abortion, murder, greed, jealousy, all of those things, because they don't come from love. So I was thinking, if everybody had everything they need on the planet, okay, and we didn't have to worry about bills, and we didn't have to worry about whatever, is it really, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I just think, oh, you want to go love somebody else? All right, okay, whatever. I don't need to depend on you, as we've been programmed, to help me do something or raise the children or teach the children. You know what I mean? It's going to be just a different mindset where it's, I think, more accepting and more loving. Oh, okay, we just don't get along anymore, but we're still going to love our children and da 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 da. I think it's just going to be a different paradigm where it's more an extensionality of our time of being with people. So I'm going to go just take a couple more minutes and explain what I told this girl before I was fully awake. This was 3 years ago, or maybe, yeah, 2 or 3 years ago. So I was doing a body paint on her, and it was like a full body paint. I'm talking, she had zero clothes on. Oh, maybe she had some pasties on. Like, she wasn't wearing a thong or nothing. Like, I didn't, and this is why I don't care about like nudity, because I don't look at it the same way as I look at it as canvas if you're doing a body paint. So we're having this very interesting conversation that I've never really had with another person on that kind of intimate level. And we talked about energy and who we were as beings. And this is before I read the majestic messages of MJ12. And I said, I've always looked at everybody as big whirling clocks, like we all are clocks moving around with our own time going on. Everybody has that. And if you think about our clock being one big cog, like a spoke in a wheel. So when we're together, our wheels come together like this, our spokes come together like this. So if I'm sitting in a time frame with you in this time, like right now, we are sharing a moment, sharing time. The other clocks don't exist in that time of sharing the energy. It's just you and I having this conversation. So we're changing each other's frequency by having this conversation. Whether if it's positive, our frequency is going to go up, and if it's negative, our frequency is going to go down. So because we're all like, we've got all these spokes in our clock. Some people have more spokes to having more friendships. Some people have more spokes to having more business. Some people have more spokes to being alone, like where they're just kind of reaching out on their own little way or however. So it's how we share that time with our friends, our family, and that energy. So if we're not consciously participating in each moment of being present, of changing that spoke, and that vibration up, then we're constantly letting our gerbil in our wheel of what's being said in our clock be dragged down. So that's why I've never paid too much attention to what other people say about me, what other people think about me, because they don't exist in this time right now. The other thing I used to say is they don't pay my bills. What do I care? So I hope that makes sense for everything. So if we're all existing in love vibration, then none of those other things are going to be able to catch on to us anymore. So if you haven't watched my video, it's biblical. Please go do that. And thank you to everybody who keeps sharing that. I might do a couple more. I might re-record it too. Might get my laptop back today. My oldest son took it and he's fixing it for me. It was really broken. So for all the people complaining about my crappy camera on It's Biblical, I get it. I know. So I told my son, they're complaining. Come on, I need my video back, my laptop. So not to mention all my videos are on there. So thank you very much for watching today. I love you all. I am super, super, truly grateful, not only to all of the Spice girls and boys out there, but to all of us sitting in this vibration and resonance of working together. So keep your journal. It's really important. I'm challenging everyone to go get a tiny little thing they can put in their bag and take out and with them around. I bought a lighter one. I have one for at home and I have one for traveling. And I will admit I'm not consistent. I am not always consistent, okay, with writing things down. But I'm going to try getting better because that's where my vibration will be drawn to. The more we change our behavior, the more we clean off our old programs. So light and love, highest of vibrations to all of you divine human beings. I'm hoping that today is a magical day. And moving into tomorrow, it's the 5/5 on the Julian calendar, and I'm excited for things to come. The best is really yet to come, and I thank you guys for all being here. Blessings.